Bringing in the Zoom. Bringing in the Zoom. Bringing in the Zoom. All right. Let me see. Here we go. 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 Okay. Well, good morning, good evening, what to do? How are you? Hootie hoo. Happy Monday, too. I am the sound of money in your ear, Dollar Avant. That's D-O-L-L. I'm up and imitated, never duplicated. They call me the $1 billion babe, a.k.a. the Pitch Queen, a.k.a. the People's Coach, a.k.a. Coach Dollar Bill. And you are in the dollhouse. This is the home of the OGs. Over here, we're getting off the financial grid. We're not playing these games out here. They've been playing in our face for our entire life. Told us, go to school, go to get a job, and work for 40 years and put something in the 401k thing, and then what? And it was supposed to be cool. They didn't tell us they were going to bankrupt the whole system, but that's what's happening. So we've got to hurry up. We got to move on. We got to move on. We got to move on. So I also want to inform you, I think I said it on the WhatsApp today, but the whole world is about to be up. It's about to be up. Okay. Listen, Harvard trained historian economist here. How you doing? Nice to meet you. It's about to be up. The whole economy is about to be up. So you want to speed up. You want to get out of the way. You want to do some things and put yourself in a position to make money, without you having to physically be somewhere to still have some money coming into you. You want to be in a position to where you can thrive and thrive, okay? Without physically getting up and going and doing something, because you might not be able to move around quite that freely in just a little bit, okay? It's about to be up. But if you have community, you have people, not everybody needs to know you. You don't have to be a celebrity. You don't have to be an influencer, but you do have to have a group of people who know who you are, know the value that you provide, and are looking for you, check for you, plugged in with you, and tuned into what you're building, and who are raising their hand and saying, take me on this journey from here to here. I want you to help me with that. And as long as you have people coming through that and build it like a conveyor belt, like an engine, you're going to always have money. Because a lot of you guys are selling things that you could sell to somebody in another country. You could sell some services on the other side of the world. You know what I'm saying? Until the internet goes down, we can do this, y'all. So I think I want to emphasize how important it is to really to get intentional about becoming the version of yourself that has an economic engine. You need layers of protection. Okay. I was raised by a bunch of old people. That's why I speak like I do all the time. I'm not old enough to talk as crazy as I be talking, but the people, they raised me well. Okay. The ancestors. I'm channeling sometimes. Okay. But also, I shadowed a bunch of very wealthy people, and the way that they move is totally different than how we think about money. Even, Black people who have money, very few of them move like what I call the W's. When I say that, I mean wealthy people. Because when I mean white people, I say white people. Okay. And so wealthy people do not, they don't think about money the way that we do. So it's not a judgment on us. It's just what it is. So we got to get all that old programming out and really get intentional about having cash flow that we control, because there's layers, there's protection to that. You know what I'm saying? Think about why they're not worried when I say they, people who are making policies and laws and getting rid of Medicare and doing that. You know why they're not concerned about that? It's because this has always been true. Wealthy people self-insure. I'm not saying they don't get insurance, but I'm saying they're not really concerned. Oh, if I have to have a surgery and it's $200,000, they'll pay for it. Like literally, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would I pay all this insurance all my life and spend all this money on premiums when nothing may happen? If something happens, I'll pay for it. It's literally, read Tony Robbins' book on personal finance. I forget the name of it. And they talk about how they self-insure. So they avoid a lot of the costs that we pay, because if something catastrophic were to happen, we wouldn't be able to afford it. It would ruin us financially. So they think about money differently. They have layers. So they got lawyers. They have enough money to have somebody on retainer. If something happens, call whoever, call Brad. You know what I'm saying? And the lawyer take care of it. The whole legal system that's built for people with money. If you don't have no money, it's a problem. You walk in the court, are you representing yourself? You get a whole different set of outcomes. because you can't afford, in addition to your bills, to also have insurance and also have a lawyer on deck. They're not concerned. They just pay the legal bill to go. Y'all, can you handle this for me? They know the judges. They go in there. I got this. What county is it in? Okay, I know the judge over there. And then make a phone call, come back, it's handled. So they're not concerned. They have layers of protection. They know the person in charge of the county. They know the supervisor and the superintendent. These are their homies. This their uncle. It's just different. So we have to get in a position where we have layers of protection. And I'm saying that the way that I'm saying it because the world is about to go up. And when it goes up, people start acting a fool. I'm just going to tell you like my mama talked to me. They start losing their mind, going crazy. When it get tight, when they realize and figure out, wait a minute, my 401k, if the stock market get hit, for example, and people can't, it's been raining really hard, y'all. And people can't, they thought they had some money in retirement and they wake up, something catastrophic happens like it did in 2008. I'm not being dramatic. It's already happened, so something catastrophic happens and I'm like 5 years from retirement. Right. And I thought, I had me $300,000 or something like that in the little thing. And then come to find out the market take a hit and it's like $50,000 in there. But now I just got laid off and I can't go get a job because AI. I need you to understand that people are going to lose their bleep. They're going to go nuts. People go crazy when they feel like they can't feed themselves. So I need you out of the way of that. I don't want you to get caught up in what's coming. So the reason why I'm saying that, I'm going to get into it. The reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of you are going to start facing battles in your family. People are going to start doing weird stuff. And you're just like, why are people acting weird? What is going on? It's the people that are attached to you that don't need to be attached to you no more. It's some places that you go that you need to stop going. Because when they start panicking, you know how they say if you're even if you're a good swimmer and you go out and try to save somebody and they're panicking, the person is drowning and they panic, they'll take you under with them. I need y'all to be in a better position to where you can take care of yourself. What did they tell you? What do they tell you? Put your mask on your face in the airplane before you start worrying about trying to help somebody else put it on. This is what we have to do. This is how we have to start moving. This is about self-preservation. That's the word. This is the word. Our ancestors, before capitalism came, did all this because, World War I was 1492 when 7 European countries came and invaded North, Central, and South America. This was our land. That we can't talk about that, though, because you're not supposed to know that we were already here. So cool. We got more pyramids over here than they do over there, but okay, cool. That's neither here nor there. But my point is, when they come and do these things, and take you have no land, no, where am I from? No property that you control. You have, they changed all the laws. You don't have any layers of protection. So we have to start reestablishing that for ourselves. So that's why the reason why I do the work the way that I do this work is because if I just give you some tactics and say, okay, just do it like this, and you can't hold the capacity, it's not going to work. And you're going to dive out and get in a bunch of debt and spend a bunch of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars, on marketing and websites and branding, trying to look a certain way, thinking that something external is going to make you enough to qualify to get the money. And that's not how it works. But if you go from the inside out and you build something that nobody could take from you, that sounds just like you, that's your stamp in the world, no matter how many people do what you do, they'll want to rock with you because they want to rock with you because nobody moves like you. The gap, this is another layer of protection that keeps you separated from other people in the market, is what they know about you. And this word has been overused, but the brand. They have confidence that when I show up, I'm gonna get this kind of value. When she starts talking, this is gonna happen. If I work with them, I'm getting this outcome. Confidence. What you're known for, the narrative around your work. That is the only thing that AI cannot replace, is that human connection. Okay? AI can read everything that's ever been written in all of human history, but it cannot feel any of the experiences that you lived. So the people and it's been true throughout all of human history, but we got to incorporate it. We got to show up. We got to show up, because the people that speak in stories, that express emotion, the things that you feel, the things that you've lived, your worldview, AI can't feel none of that. AI can't manufacture that. And when you create a narrative around your product, I don't care if you're selling shoelaces, but if you build a narrative around your work that's attached to that, that's unique to you, nobody can take that away. That's your brand. So we have to speed up. We got to speed up. Okay. Now I know most people, when they talk about, oh, AI is coming, and because I'm teaching you how to use AI to go faster, for example, on your social media, but most people say it and they're being all like doomsday. I'm not saying that. I'm saying we have an opportunity, but we have to start thinking about it differently so that we can get through this window before it closes and get on the other side of this before the whole thing is up. It's about to be up. Okay. So listen, like I said, it's read every business book, every sales playbook, every framework, every doctoral dissertation ever in the world. AI has that. So the playbook, the things that we were trained to do, it's go to school, get a job, all of that, those days are over. You can't win that. That's not the game. People still playing that game. We got to get off of that. The game is here now. Those who have the most connections with the most people, who trust you and your thought leadership and rock with you to do something that only you can do, the way that you do it, those are the people that are going to make money going forward. It's called a brand. I don't think the shareholders of Apple are not concerned. The shareholders of certain brands are going to be all right. Why? Because the narrative around that work is already established. They already have people who recognize and make a decision based on that narrative. You got to do the same. You got to build the same thing. So that's why when I'm saying showing up on LinkedIn, it's not optional. Having an email newsletter and really staying in touch with people, not optional. Getting you some kind of long form content, whether that's YouTube or your podcast or whatever you're doing, no longer optional. You got to show up. We have to show up so that people can find us. You know what an invoice is? You know, I like etymology. It comes from a French word to send, like envoyer, you know, but the Latin, the root of it, I thought it was really interesting. It's two parts. The first part is on, and the second part is road. So it's literally, when you send an invoice, you have literally created a pathway where people can find their way back to you. And then when you have prepared and provided a service, you send an invoice and they follow that road back to you. That money comes back to you. So our job in the foundational parts of our business is not just, I have a product, let's go, pay me money. No, you have to create paths that people can walk, that energy can be exchanged back and forth. If I live here and you live right there, I can see your house, but it's nothing but trees and mountains. I can't get to you. There's no path. So if we don't have enough invoices flowing, that means you don't have enough pathways for people to find you and your value. And that's what these conversations are about. We have to get very intentional. My webinar is here. You can go and watch it. I have a regular cadence of this that I'm doing over here. I have workshops that I'm teaching over here. I have, download this free thing over here. I have a quiz and an assessment you can take over here. Paths to walk their way back to you. You stand in the same spot. You shine your light. You broadcast your brilliance, but give them paths to walk their way back to you. It's not, I just met you now, give me $17,000. Okay, so that's why we do the work, and that's why it has to be this intentional. That's why it's a lot. Yes, because we want a lot of money. Okay, not one time I made some money and then 6 months I'm not making no money. We want it all the time. So we need a path. like a conveyor belt. We need a path for consistent people to come through and have a consistent experience. Not I was off today, so they didn't get no value. Because you don't get it. Usually you don't get another chance. People bounce off. They hear something the first time and they wasn't feeling it, they gone. If you go to a restaurant and they were like, oh, the chef had a bad day today, you're not going back. The food was nasty. I'm good on that. You know what I'm saying? So we have to be intentional about how we're showing up for our audience. We have to know what we're doing, not moving by spirit, so that they get a consistent experience with us every single time. A brand, a franchise. Think of your content like a franchise. Every single McDonald's or whichever y'all eat now, I hope you're not still eating McDonald's, my God. But wherever it is, it better taste the same. If I go to the one across the town and it don't taste like this one, I'm going to feel away. You know what I mean? But because I know it's going to be consistent, I'll pull up in a whole nother city and we'll pull up at a Zaxby's or something. Not anymore, you know that, but the vegan one. Not slutty vegan, child, no. That, you know, that's impossible meat that she used. You know why they call it impossible? Because it's literally impossible for your body to digest it. But anyway, when you pull up, you want it to be the same at every location. And that's what your content is supposed to be. So it does matter. You do have to get good enough at this where you're pretty much getting consistent. It's just like being an artist. You can't just I had one good song one time. Well, you're going to be known for that one song. But all the rest of your songs are trash. Or one day I'm singing pop, the next day I'm singing gospel, the next day I'm singing, jazz tunes from the 1940s or something. You can't build an audience like that. You can't build a community. You can't build a fan base. You can't build a brand like that. But I just told you that the only thing that's going to put a layer of protection between you and the crashing economy that is coming is what you're known for, the narrative around your work, your brand. People got to know who you are and know what you got going on. Okay. So the more intentional you are about doing this, the more you learn this skill, you'll be able to do it faster. But also, you won't then go hire somebody like, oh, I finally made some money. Woo, I can hire an employee. Woo! And then you bring the person in and they immediately will wreck your company because you haven't built any infrastructure to protect the heartbeat of what makes it a thing. This is your brand. It's what you're known for. People have confidence. That's what I say on the 7 C's of social capital. This is when you get to confidence. People know what to expect from you every time. So they're willing to lend you their social capital. They're willing to tell somebody else about you. They're willing to drive across town and mess up their good shoes and pay for parking to come to your event because they know it's going to be transformative when they get there. They're not guessing. I don't really know what it's going to be. I don't know. I have no idea. It seemed like a good idea. Why do you think people don't show up to events? They're like, yeah, that sounded good. But then I got to wake up, get dressed, spend gas, get in traffic, come all the way across town, find the parking, walk, mess up my heels, get through security, give them the thing to get in the, scan me in the elevator. Then I got to come up here and it's cold. And now it's strangers in the room. And I'm not sure. I'm not even sure I don't know if it's going to be worth all that. So guess what? People will RSVP for stuff and not show up. It's because they don't know. They don't know what they're going to get. So that's your job. You got to make this narrative so clear that they have confidence. Oh, I know it's going to be worth my time. I'm pulling up early. People waiting in the parking lot the night before, like whatever. People need to have confidence that what you're doing is worth their time. Because the only real currency in the world is the time, energy, effort, focus, and attention of another human being, right? So we got to spend and invest this time. And they will do the same, okay? So create pathways and make it easy for people to find their way back to you, okay? And we got to move at the speed of money. And I'm telling you that money just sped up. Everything just got digitized, just like that. So, light is information. I don't know if you know that. I won't get into it. That's physics. But the speed of money just got faster. Anytime you digitize something, it's going faster. So AI and all this, what that means is everything is about to speed up. So we have to speed up. Why is no one talking like this? This is why I get upset. I'm looking for my leaders. I'm looking, I don't know where I would find these imaginary leaders. But why is no one talking to the people? Why are we not having this conversation in a collective manner? Y'all, it's no different than the invention of the what was it, the steam engine? One of them, the cotton gin, it was something. Two major inventions that took everybody off the farms, took all that work on farms, 90% of it disappeared, and switched the whole world to cities where everything is what? Faster. Everything's moving faster. And nobody came and said, hey, you need to learn these skills. You need to do this. Come over here. People who got there first, got the restaurant there first, got the barbershop there first. When everybody else came to the city, they got to come see you. They got to pay you. This is what I want us to do. I want us to get over here. Go ahead and be over here, because it's about to shift over here. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so here's the deal. AI can do a lot of things, but it cannot express what it feels like to go through all the stuff that we go through. It cannot get to the heart of what makes people feel things, although it can copy everything that is read that has been an example of that. But the more you tap into what your people are experiencing and feeling and why it matters and the work and all of the stuff I keep emphasizing, and you attach that to everything you do, and they read a piece of content or they hear a video or they watch a webinar or something and it sounds just like what they were thinking, they're going to connect and attach to you that feeling that they can't get anywhere else. This is the job. This is a job. Okay, that's your business, that's your brand, that's your narrative, that's what protects you, that's your competitive advantage. And then AI, we could just use it to work for us instead of getting replaced by it. Because content, the video itself, all of that can be faked. They just had a school, I think it's the first school that I heard about in the UK. They got an AI principal of the school. Child, they gave him a name. They put a fake AI headshot on the school website. Got an AI tutor that's a chat bot running the school. Now what? Wait a minute. Hold on. You know the school pictures? They got AI. They're enhancing the photos with AI. The baby brought the picture thing home. You know how they send the package so you can decide if you go buy. And they done airbrushed the baby. Fixed his teeth. Looked like he got veneers. And he got dimples on. He's a black kid. The mama said, "Who is this child? This is not my child." Are you serious? They AI in the baby school. Yeah, we need to speed up. So we got to build it. Today we're going to build it. We're not thinking about building it, not talking about building it. We're building it. Laying the foundation. Let's go. Exact system, 3 stages. Here we go. I'm going to go as fast as I can. If y'all got questions, feel free to interrupt me, but we don't have time. Okay. So we done talked about hooks, and I really emphasized that. I gave you the exact prompt. If you didn't get it, you probably are in social media mastery. So I promise you, if y'all knew, somebody literally tried to throw my computer out the thing. So I had to get all my files back, but it's going to be up and running. Thank you for your patience. Okay. We're not talking about hooks and all of that. We're not talking about little tricks to make people pay attention and all that. Okay. We know how to do that. But now we need to go further. We need to get into the speed and the mechanics of it all. We need to get in not just formation, rotation. We need to start a flywheel. Okay. It's time. So right now in this season, you hear me talking. Y'all been hearing me yell for several years. Most of y'all have been here. Okay. Right now, build your brand while you still have time to have a breakthrough. While people are still, while there's still a window. Okay. You can do this. We're not tweaking. We're not playing around with it. I'm still getting ready. We're not doing that. We're going. Okay. So if you hadn't started posting the first day 71, Thursday, I said the last 30 days of this 100-day challenge, let's make every effort to be on some form of social media every day. But if you haven't started it yet, it's Monday, perfect time. Let's go. Okay. We can do this. Here we go. You are brilliant. I say it all the time. You've lived through a lot of things. You've either run a business, you work for a corporation, whatever it is. You have some form of wisdom, worldview, this, that, the third, that cannot be, Googled. And I have to bring that out of you. Not the corporate speak, not the general language, that generic language. I need the thing that nobody could do but you. That's what we got to pull out. Okay? No AI can spit that out. So, right? So we've been working really hard on that. Some of you guys had the breakthrough this past week. Amazing. It's night and day. And y'all know it. You felt it. Okay? So when we sit down to write, we talked about writing on LinkedIn and stuff. When you sit down to write, we don't go back to the corporate boring. No, you speak just when we keep dig, we hit gold. We found the diamond. We got clarity. Now you got to bring that all the way through on all of your socials all the time. Okay, it's not just, well, I posted just to post. We're not doing that anymore. We're graduating. Say goodbye to that era. We're going to show up and show out and hit it out the park every single time. We can do this. Y'all with me? So we don't want to be knowledgeable, credentialed, and corporate and safe. No more of that. We want brilliance. We want our brilliance digitized, packaged, like a franchise. That thing go out the door and it's consistent every time. Hit. It's hitting. Boom. So I know I could click any video. It's gonna be good. It's not gonna be, she was off today. You will have off days, but you know what I'm saying. The objective will be for you to be so intentional that mostly everything they click is gonna be, yep. Ooh, that was good. Oh, I need to save that. You know what? Subscribe. You know what? Let me go and get this. I need to get this newsletter because she does this all the time. I'm missing. I feel like I'm not getting them all. And, I just need to go and join her program because I just want to go on this whole journey with him. That's what we got to do. Okay. Because most as consumers now on the other side of it, they just want you because they know you got to eat. So you're going to keep going back to Chick-fil-A. You're going to always go back. You'll sit in that long line. Why are we sitting in that line? Because we want that waffle fry and that Chick-fil-A sauce and the lemonade. And it's going to hit every time. We want what we want. Keep coming back. So you got to create that in your business. What do you have that's going to make people keep coming back, telling everybody else, and keep coming back, keep talking about it. Oh my God, I need this. Oh my God, she closed on. What you mean? It's Sunday. Why are we closed? Like, people are mad. There's whole videos about what are these Chick-fil-A people doing on Sunday. It's hilarious. Then one man had a video. He was a hood. He was slinging Chick-fil-A on a Sunday, like they sling, what they sling in the hood, and people pull it up, and he pulled it out of his refrigerator, 2 waffle fries, and he got out, and they paying top dollar. It's hilarious because we don't play about our Chick-fil-A. You got the sauce. I need the sauce. You gotta go back in. That's gonna be extra. It was hilarious. What are you doing in your business that makes people want to keep coming back? Got to be there. Somebody said on the stream the other day, the truth lives here. When you're ready to hear somebody talk about what's really going on, you're going to come and see what I'm talking about today. What are y'all doing to talk and create that experience so people keep coming back? That's the objective. Okay, so we're setting a high bar for ourselves. You got to set a high bar. It's not just I'm posting just to post. I know I got to post. Okay, I posted. Now what? No. So please get that out of here. So that's your standard. Okay. Now, how do I find that, doll? Come back over here. Keep your focus on your potential clients. We are not building a billboard. We are the mirror. They want to see themselves reflected in what you got going on. So all your knowledge, all your know-how, everything you know how to do, all the technical part of what you do, they actually don't care about that. They are terrified. They are not a little bit unsure, absolutely terrified. If rent keeps going up, I don't know how I'm gonna take care of my family, but I can't. How am I gonna ever buy a house? Everything is more expensive and more expensive. And I don't know about my credit. I don't know what happened. I was trying to take care of my parents and now I'm losing my job and I don't know what to do with. I don't know what to do. They're terrified. So you come in and give them a pathway to home ownership. You are a lifeline to them. But every real estate agent, I know I'm using Tish, great example because I'm looking at your picture. Every real estate agent, 99.9% of real estate agents, what do? I got these houses, I got these listings, I got these showings. Come and check it out. And we go and look. Oh, I like this. Oh, it's brand new. Oh, it's renovated. Oh my God. Some people like, women, they like shoes. I like houses. I had a house. I have a problem. I would have a house in each part of the same city. One in Midtown, one my church was far. And I had to be there early for rehearsal and sound check and stuff. So I had a condo down there, right down the street from the church. Then up one and up in Alpharetta. Like I love a good property. What do you want from me? But if most all realtors are saying, the first question they ask you, well, have you talked to a loan officer? Have you gotten pre-approval? Now you know that 87% of these people are not, no, we're not qualified. We hoping and praying. We don't know. We ain't looked at our credit in 27 years. We don't know what's going on, child. That's why I've been renting. What you mean? No, I haven't. No. So then you say, well, I could put you with my mortgage guy. So then they panic some more because they're like, oh my God, there's no way they're going to approve me. Like, they're freaking out. So if I was a realtor, I would create a pathway. Maybe maybe they do have good credit, but they just don't know. They probably couldn't get approved and they just don't know. So I would create pathways where all that anxiety can go away. All your questions answered. This is what is about to happen right now. Here's the best time to even put in a mortgage. Don't do it at this time. Don't do it after, certain things that I don't know, but a realtor would know who's been doing this for years. Don't apply go get a new job and a new car and a new this and then turn around talking about I'm about to apply for a house. No, you can't. You got to give it some time. Give me a path. Give me the windows. 3 months out, 6 months out. Do this, do that. Put me in a community of people who are walking their way towards home ownership, and I'll never leave you. Never. You'll be my realtor for life. I just wonder why nobody does that. Seems like a lot of work, though. That's why. But if you figure out a way to do it and make it simple for you, and doop, bloop, bloop, not just look at my property, 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 look at my listing, look at me. No, you're supposed to be looking at them. They need to see themselves reflected in your work. And you'll be flooded. You'll be flooded. And that's for everybody. I think that was a pretty good example. So they are feeling the feelings that they're feeling. And what they're looking for is somebody who's already walked through what they're going through right now. And you have certainty, you have knowing, they're unsure, and you know the path, you know the way. I want to get to LA. I don't know how to fly no plane. Oh my God. I can't walk there. If I drive, it's going to be forever. I don't feel safe. I don't know the roads. Delta said, no problem. We'll take you there. You mean you could take me to LA? Yeah, 4 hours. Take all the time. You don't have to worry about it. We got you. No, for real. I need to be in LA like tomorrow. No, I got you. I know what to do. Yeah, but aren't there regulations? Don't you have to? I mean, where's the crew? Like, how do you get the plane off the ground? We got all that figured out. So I'm going to give you some money because you have it all figured out. I'm unsure. I'm uncertain. I'm nervous. I have a time crunch. I got to be somewhere. You said, no problem. That's all business is, y'all. We can hang up the phone. That's all it is. So if I could get you to look at your clients, your potential clients, their problem state, their emotional state, what are they experiencing? And meet them right there and walk them back to your solution. because you know how they feel, and you help them unwind and unpack that, bring them on a journey back to safety. You'll never not have clients and customers. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's just all. Okay, so there is an episode I was studying. I've been studying YouTube. Some one of these people, they got millions of people on their channel or whatever. He went on a different podcast, and they were interviewing him because he's well known. And when he got interviewed, he got like 2 million views. This creator. The interview before him, he was just a creator, just an influencer. The interview before him, this was a founder of a $1 billion company, literally $1 billion company. That episode got 300,000 views. So 300,000 from the $1 billion man, 2 million views from just this random creator on the internet. Why? Why do y'all think that is? It's a very simple answer because I'm still going with this programming. The creator is relatable. The $1 billion founder was impressive. Relatable beats impressive. Say it with me. Relatable beats impressive. We don't have time. It's not about credentials and all of that type of stuff. We want to be relatable. That's what's going to stop the scrolling. Impressive means I watch you from a distance. I admire you from afar. Relatable means I'm going to lean in, listening in. That's for me. I need to know what's going on over here. I want to take an action. Money follows motion. So come on, y'all. We got to be relatable. We got to be relatable. We got to be relatable. Okay. So I'm not saying don't say your credentials because we already figured out how to do that. But I'm saying the most important thing is to speak to what they're feeling and say, I understand, I've been there too, and so have my clients, and this is how we walk them through. We walk them from there to there to there, and they will follow you anywhere. Okay? So you're guiding them, okay? You're just guiding them on a journey. That's what we're doing. We meet them where they are. How are you feeling right now? I could totally relate to that. Let me talk about it. Let's talk about it for an hour. Who don't want to talk about their feelings? Everybody wants to talk about their feelings. Everybody wants to feel seen, heard, understood, cared for, valued, and all that. So that's what your social media is. It's a place to host conversations that your clients or your potential clients are already thinking and feeling. Having experiences that they can't get somewhere else. That's what your content is. Okay? Thought leadership. You could be well researched. You could have all the little bullet points. But if you're not creating connection, make it relatable, then you're forgettable. Okay? So you have to tap into a specific personal truth. I felt that in my soul. Y'all know I be talking and you be like, well, doggone. You know the truth by the way it feels. You got to find that for your brand. There is a way to talk to your audience that they're going to feel it. Every time you speak, they're like, yes, please. Thank you for this here. You're not going to just have it day one, but you got to find it. Okay. And we've been working really, really hard. A lot of you guys have started to find it. Okay. So your willingness to tell the real story, the specific, imperfect, human story. I've been telling y'all this the whole time. That's how I built Aquagenuity into what it was. I just told the story of Flint. I told the story of my daddy. I told the story of all these people getting poisoned and kids going through all health problems, people literally passing away in the United States because of water quality. It's like, how is this possible? What are we doing? It's literally how I'm talking. Millions of dollars. Y'all, just be relatable. Tell a story every time. Every piece of content, they should feel like, dog, for real? Dang. Okay, next. I want to read the next one. I want to see where you coming back. Oh, next week. Okay, I'll be here. You can do this. You can do this. Stories. We're telling stories. Okay. Your audience needs them. Okay. Your audience needs this. Now, we gotta take control of this AI because it's getting out of hand. You know, these channels and things where you read it and you know immediately, oh, that's AI. The voiceovers and the research and the avatars and all of this, the chat bots and the bots in the comment section and all kind of stuff. There's no humanity. They're sanitizing the humanity out of everything. So you, to sound different, have to do the opposite. You got to give me more stories, more color, more personality, more personal connection, relatable feelings in your work. You could do it. You could find it. I don't care what technical thing you're building or what your service is. If you're in IT or whatever, you got to find it. Why does this matter? Why does it matter that I keep this, technology running in my company? You have to talk about that. What happens? What are the frustrations that happen when it's broken and it's not working? And the site is down, or the whole server goes offline, and the whole my customers are hitting the page. And what does that cost me emotionally, financially? If I'm a director, am I going to lose my job when I have an annual review, performance review? What does it mean if you can't hit your fundraising goals and you can't keep budgeting? Now you got to start laying people off. You can't do the work that you wanted to do in the community because your website is down. When you talk like that, I'm telling you, they're going to chase you down in the parking lot now. Be ready. Be ready. Okay? So in the time that it takes you, this is why I'm saying this. We just got to, we're not resisting this anymore. Okay? The time it takes us, regular way to film, edit, post the video, the AI thing can make 70. Okay? So we can't compete with that. Where we can compete is we're not doing generic stuff that looked like it came from a blog in 2005. We're not doing little general stuff that anybody could research and sounding really corporate and professional and very, this is the way you're supposed to talk about this, credential forward. Literally anybody in your industry would have said the exact same thing. Because you can't, I'm telling you, you can't compete. It's over with. AI is doing all of that. Yes.
Hey, it's funny that you're talking about this because as you know, I've been switching up my social media strategy, and this week I am focusing more on the frustrations. And I actually just drafted my Substack article, and it's more in a story format. It's still broken up, so it's not like originally it was too long because it was a story, but like I broke it up so that I have sections. So I'm hoping this will post on Thursday. So I'm hoping that it'll get some nice clicks on it because it is different. I tried to make it like the graphics different. The whole way I told the story is different than the informational articles I've been doing. So
I love that.
It works.
I love it. And you use the stories to bring them in, right? You could still teach the practical. This is what you do step by step, 1, step 2, step 3, right? But this is the part that makes it undeniable.
Right, because I'm using like I have a few hours of my website office hours, and there is a lot of overcoming things. There's just a lot of things that I have found that I can talk about, which is nice, and it speaks to feelings and how frustration starts and all of that, the confusion of websites in general.
Brilliant.
So I'm trying to lean into that and use that content for more than just this week.
Yeah, man. Isn't it? Why does it go against everything? Why are we like, oh my God, we're talking about feelings? Like, but this is literally how we build it. This is how we do it. They have programmed us to be employees and be very corporate and very professional and very technical and very competent and very, all the things. But now as an entrepreneur, your job is to literally light a fire, start a movement. Totally different skill set. We want you to know all the things. You know what you're doing. You're great at what you do. Now you got to come up here and start a fire. So people are like up about it, excited to move, take a move with you, or buy from you, or work with you, or tell somebody else about you, or no, we need to sign. Can you do a 2-year contract? We just want to keep you. You're gonna get filled up. We don't want that. You know what I mean? So the energy is switching off the brilliant parts of our brains and switching on, or keep that on too, but switching on the part where we're connecting on this human level, present in the moment. Connection is the birthplace of all currency, right? So your story, specific, emotional, the lived experience, that felt human story that nobody else can match. That AI can't do that. And in that story, embedded in that story, you'll have a lesson, or a tactic or something that you want to teach, a lesson that your market can use right now. In each piece of content, that's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. It's gonna be brilliant. It's gonna work. I'm telling you, it's gonna work.
So I point them towards one of my resources to help them at least start to figure out what's going on with their website. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that kind of the thing.
Yeah. So basically, it's like whatever the story you're telling. I'll give me an example. Tell me what the story is about.
So it's about website frustration, and you trying to do one thing, but then it turns into something bigger, basically, bigger than you expected, and it becomes overwhelming. So I go into that a bit, and then there are 2 spots, I'm trying to find it, that I inserted the subscribe button. I'm trying to be more intentional about the way it looks when it goes out in email, because I just realized I could edit that little subscribe section in the back end. So I was like, okay. So I'm making some adjustments, but I'm pointing them to my website Money Check in the resource library that I've built. Just to give them a place to start, and then they can see, oh, there's another checklist, and there's things that they can check.
Okay, good.
To make sure they aren't losing money on their website, basically.
Beautiful.
Start here.
I like that. So I would pull maybe one principle. So in other words, if I'm saying, y'all, we got to speed up the speed of money, the world is going crazy, it's World War V, I'm telling a story, right? So then I need to say, so the solution, well, what do I do? Because now you done told me all the problem language, which we need to double, triple down on the problem. So that's what the story is doing, and all this drama and attention. Okay, so what do I do? Well, we got to do something that AI can't do, because we can't compete over there. So we do this instead. So I'm telling you a little piece of the solution, and then it's like, if you want the whole guide or whatever, the checklist or whatever, you go over here and get the free thing. Yeah. So as long as you include that in the story, embedded in there, perfect. Exactly.
Okay. I'll review it again, but I think there's a clear solution. Yeah. Well, doing the website check is the solution, I guess, but I'll go back.
You pull it forward to make sure they're like, oh, okay, like I didn't think of it that way. You're right. And then I'm like, come on, I'll tell you the whole thing. Just come over here and you get the whole thing.
Okay.
Like,
gotcha.
So everybody ask yourself this question: how many of your real stories from your real work, life, whatever experience have you not even shared with your audience? Because you just didn't even think about it. You didn't think they're worth sharing. Breakthroughs that clients have had, things that you've had to figure out. How'd you get great at what you do anyway? Stories from your own life. When are we going to start having that conversation? Because I'm telling you, that's where the power is. I'm telling you. I gave a TED Talk. It talked about my dad passing away because of what was in his water. And didn't nobody know. And I only knew because I started doing this research. By the time he was already sick. It was too late. How many people we thinking, oh, they just getting old, they got diabetes. It's the water. Alzheimer's. It's the water. So how do we know what's in the water? We don't know what's in the water. I mean, I thought they had the EPA. Yeah, it's not checking. They don't know what's in your water. So we build a solution for that. That's my whole career. So you got to find the same things. Storytelling. Okay. So how many moments, like genuine earned wisdom, did y'all go through your photos like I suggested last week? Go through the last, say, 60 months of photos. Put it on months and just go back and scroll. Oh, I remember I went to this place. Oh, I remember this happened. Or I remember this conversation. Or I forgot about this, or whatever. Stories, things in your notes app, things in the back of your mind. that you haven't shared yet. Because I don't know why. We're waiting on something. Pull it out now. This is your content. Okay. No, we don't need to sound impressive. We need to tell stories that are relatable. So pull that forward, make a list, and always be pulling from that bucket. You got a list of problems that your clients are telling you, the language that they're feeling, what they're expressing. Take all of that and start turning it into stories. Take something from your lived experience that you can relate. I know most of you guys are going through this. Well, I can relate. Let me tell you something that I'm experiencing. I'm about to start a whole new podcast just to demonstrate this in a completely different field. Not talking about, entrepreneurship or whatever. And the stories that I have, when I start telling stories, people will be like, wait, what happened? And I'm like, and yet you see me winning and shining. So it's time to rise. So it hits different. I'm not just telling you to rise and I'm in the ivory tower and everything is perfect for me. When I start telling you the stuff I've been through, and you gonna be like, hold on, if she over here winning, I need to get myself, wait a minute. And people gonna find it. I'm starting a movement. All of you have the power to do this. But you have to have the positioning. You have to position yourself that you're going to do this. I don't do marketing. I'm starting a movement. I need you. You gotta turn the switch on. Okay. So your stories are the key. And let's build a system that turns them into a lead, bring the people in, generate the engine, the things I keep talking about, and then turns it into a brand. That's level 1, level 2, level 3. Motion, momentum, mastery. That's all same thing. But it starts with your story. Okay, so here we go. Let's do this. Number 1, let's pause and reflect. This is an exercise you could do later tonight. You could do it once a week. You could do it all the time. But this is where you're going to start drawing some of your content and story ideas from, because this is a switch for a lot of us. Okay, so think about this. One of my mentors calls it pause and reflect. So here's how you do it. You can go somewhere quiet. You can sit outside. It's supposed to be getting warmer. I don't know where all this cold air came from. Go to a coffee shop you like. Do whatever. Chill at the house, whatever. No notifications, no blinging phones, no real agenda, whatever. Sit down. And like I said, pull out that photo app. Go back 60 months and find at least one story from each month. One moment, one decision, one lesson you learned, one result, something that happened that would be genuinely valuable for somebody to hear, somebody in your audience. Not impressive, not look at me getting an award, look at me in front of the thing, look at me at all the landmarks that I visited. No, relatable, true, specific. Tell me how you helped the client. They thought they couldn't afford a web developer, and the executive director is completely overwhelmed and freaking out, and she just has such a heart for the community and doing all this work, and you were able to come in. She didn't know that she could afford you, but you're so reasonable. You came in and gave her something that she could manage and run herself and her executive assistant, and over the next year they done tripled and whatever. A story. All because they implemented one little thing, and you person reading this can implement that too. It's over here for free. Go get it. Right? Something specific, true, the kind of thing that makes somebody say, I can relate to that, or I needed to hear that somebody else went through that, or I didn't know there was a name for that, or I could, I've been feeling like things are getting weird out here, but dog gives language to it. I do need to get it together, because it's like, as entrepreneurs, it's a real thing. Like, you tired. It's like, I've been working, I've been driving, I've been pushing, I'm struggling, I'm trying to, it's like, okay, cool. I understand. But you've been struggling because they got you in the entrepreneurship loop. It's a trap. And they run you to meatballs and alcohol and but you're not actually doing anything to build your business. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. You're tired because you're doing the wrong activity. What if I could tell you exactly what to do? So you can go ahead and make some money and go ahead on. Oh, yeah. What's that? That's what we do here. And that's why everybody comes. It's like, oh, you finally helped. I've been feeling this. Like, am I crazy? Like, is it me? I know I'm smart. Like, what is going on? I can tell you, I got you. I got it over here. You see what I'm saying? It's stories. You can do it. You can do this. Okay. So scroll all the way back. pull up all these stories. A client situation that almost fell apart and you fixed it. The reason why you quit your job and started your company in the first place. Or, the speech that you went to that changed your whole perspective on why you do what you do or how you do what you do. The thing that they thought it was going to take you out, but you ended up figuring it out. Write down these stories. This becomes a content library. Find at least 10, okay? But I'm telling you to go crazy. So write the story in a couple of sentences so you can remember, what your ideas are. So you can remember what your ideas are. And it says, for example, say, when was the last time that you did something special? You got a remarkable result. And can you explain exactly what you did or what happened step by step? If the answer is yes, then pick that. That's a story. Write it down. Okay. So then now you can come back to AI and get something that's not going to sound generic and stupid. Like, forgettable, say it that way. Here's the prompt. I want to share a powerful story of mine with my audience. Describe your client, ideal client. If you have that whole document I keep telling you to make about who your ideal client is, even better. I want to write a story that's emotionally impactful, powerful, memorable for my audience. Here's my audience. Here's my ideal client. It's going to be unique to me, but it has to have a powerful lesson for other people. So ask me some questions. You put in the little story prompt that you wrote on your list, and then say, tell your GPT of choice, ask me questions and help me refine my story and distill the lesson. If you know it's for Substack or you know it's for LinkedIn, whatever, you can tell it that too. Use that prompt. See what you get. Let it interview you, ask you questions, and pull out all the emotional texture, all these layers. AI can't do this. AI don't know. It's going to say something generic and hallucinate and do something. It sounds silly. But once you give it these ingredients, you're gonna be like, yes, you're gonna feel your own story. You're gonna be like, oh. So if you do this exercise, you'll have a list, at least 10, 20, however many stories you have on the list. Clearly defined what the story was, what the lesson was. Boom. You should have a document already, or at least be able to describe in a few sentences who is your ideal person. Boom. And then you go tell the ChatGPT, I want to do an emotionally impactful, powerful story for my audience. Here's how I describe my ideal client. The story should be unique to me, but it needs to have a lesson in there that other people are going to feel as well. So ask me some questions and help me refine this story and make sure the lesson's in there. Go. And you put the little story prompt that you already made on your list. Go. Okay? Everybody can do that. Do that tonight. Do it over the weekend. You should be posting every day. Okay? Number 2. I've only got 3 things. Okay? Number 2 thing you could do, or once you have started doing that, once that becomes your new mode of operation, I hope that you will continue this challenge with me and just post every day on social media to the end of this challenge, at least. Okay. Now, once that's happening, things are going up. Hopefully, you're posting on multiple platforms. Cool. All right. Now we got to test this content out. So get it out into the world, right? So people can actually see it, just like you were saying, Micaiah. And we want to see, does it really make them feel something? Does it land for them? Okay. And we can do this. Okay. So if you start with the problem, there's several ways to think about a story, right? Start with a problem or a pain point that they're feeling and thinking. Like the exercise I just went through. People are terrified because rents are going up, jobs are going down, and they feel like they can never get into a home that they control. They're freaking out. They're panicking. What keeps them up at night? What are they trying to research and Google at midnight, trying to look up and try to figure something out? The ache that they don't even want to tell nobody about, they're struggling with. You can come from that lens. Number 2 lens, you come from like their dream outcome, their aspirations. Something they want so much. I want to get to LA. I want to get there. I need to get there tomorrow. Doggone it. and they would pay to get there faster, cheaper, more reliably, have a better experience than trying to get on 20 and walk to California. That's not going, no, nobody wants to do that. So that's another angle you can come from. Another one, news. What happens currently is your currency. So let's talk about that. Let's find something everybody's already thinking about, talking about, looking at, cultural moment, a figure. Somebody on here could do a piece of content about Sinners and Michael B. Jordan winning the thing and somehow tie it back to what you got going on. Somebody can. I don't know who. Okay, so we're not talking just to talk. We're not talking just to be a talking head. We're not talking because we want to be an influencer. We're telling stories that bring people in, that give them a pathway back to us. Every time a celebrity did a house tour, or when Oprah used to tell the story about when she grew up, she didn't have a house. And then whatever, the little red brick house, it was a whole story she told. And she said, I didn't have no trees when I was a little girl. And now she said she has, wherever she lives, the one in California, she said she knows exactly, it was like 3,179 trees, something like that. And she was so, the pride of going from not having a home to being able to afford that kind of home with as many trees as she wants. And sometimes she says she'll just walk the property. You can tell that story and be like, I know a lot of my readers and people can relate to, growing up, maybe you had a home and now you feel like you can't afford it for your kids, or you've always wanted to get your kids out of the apartment, and the feelings about it. Maybe you thought home ownership was out of reach for you. Maybe you but you can do this. You probably didn't know that there's a simple pathway to do this and this and that. Come on over here. I'll tell you all about it. Who's not jumping? Your list will be overflowing. Stories. So use something from public events, cultural moment, celebrity, whatever. Things that people are already talked about. You could tell that story and then tie it back to what you want to talk about. Like I do that all the time with you guys. Okay. So something that they're a problem for them, they're really struggling with, a big dream outcome that they wish they could have, or news and current events, or a cultural moment, celebrity, all that counts. Okay. Common sense. Things that people would already know exactly what you're talking about as soon as you start talking about it. Okay. That's going to give you a doorway, tell the story, put your lesson in there, and then invite them to take another step with you. You'll never run out of content. You'll never run out. Okay. So, if you have trained yourself over these weeks with me, you already are ready for this. But every one of your pieces of content, right, is going to kind of hook people in with one of these types of lenses, okay? In the first 2 sentences, I keep talking about hooks. Don't ignore this part. You can spend all day writing, an essay, but if they don't stop and read it, it's for naught. So your hook, your first beginning of whatever you're creating, this content, or if you're making a video, the first thing out your mouth, okay, should be one of these lenses that I just described, some kind of hook, okay? And then you take them on a journey, and then you go into the longer story and do all of that, right? And what I said the other day is what I'm describing now. You should have like a theme. This is what I want to talk about for today or this week or whatever. Okay. Then you can shorten. It's an accordion. So you can make the briefest post, the LinkedIn version of this story that you want to say. And you can draw it out and make a longer form piece of content that goes on Substack, or that's your script for your video or podcast or newsletter or whatever. And you give them even more detailed context. We talked about that yesterday. Give them all these layers and backstory or whatever, and you give them a step by step, something specific, something lived, something they can actually take away. Boom. And then, so you go wide, and then you shrink down, do something that's shorter than 3 minutes. A post, a clip, a reel. Okay. Something longer than 10, 15 minutes, they call that long form. Okay. A YouTube video, podcast, a newsletter, a book. So think about the short form as the door, and then the long form is the room where they sit down at the table with you and chill. Short form is like, hey, let me give you something right quick. There's more. over here on my YouTube, but there's more in the newsletter or whatever. Okay. So let's do this every day, but at least every weekday. Okay. And you can switch it up. You can switch it up until you get good at it. You don't until you get good at it, you don't know what your audience is going to relate to. So we got to try them all. So one, start with the problem that they're struggling with and use that lens and give me some stories. Day two, you can go with some news, something current event going on and tie it to a lesson, something that people are already paying attention to. And then day three, the dream, the prize, the thing that they want, what makes it possible, how you've seen it happen, results, the process that you've helped people get to this big dream outcome. Day one, day two, day three. Then do it again. Day one, day two, day three. Problem, current events, dream. Problem, current events, dream. I'm giving it to you this way so you can hear it like a song. So it won't be like feeling overwhelming. Like, what do I post? What do I say? You don't even have to think. Now you should be able to do content on the fly. I got stories. I was thinking about this the other day, and now you know the format. Hook me at the beginning. Then once you got me, you can tell the whole story. Bring it to a point, though. There's a lesson. This is what I need you to remember. If you don't learn how to breathe, if you didn't know that if you're not stretching, this and this and this could be going on with you. If you don't know how to stretch, you have lost your flexibility. You used to be a kid and you were flipping around, and now you can't hardly get off the couch. Come over here. You're not alone. Like that. And then go tell another story tomorrow. That's literally all that social media is. Okay, we can do this. We can. And then the call to action, don't forget that. So we got a hook, we got the story part, we got a lesson in there, and then our call to action. You want them to drop you a message. You want them to click on a resource and give you their email address, like that. Okay? Get used to asking them to drop you a message, because in this phase of the game, so just mix it up, in other words. But get used to asking them to leave you a note, because right now I need to know, just like we had to do the one-to-one conversations, right now I need to know what you're thinking, what you're feeling, how are you liking this content. We don't know yet. We need real conversations with real humans who have engaged with our content. We got to get to 50 of those. You see, we just spiraled up. Now we're doing it again. So you literally need to be posting stories, intentionally doing it, pain one day, current event one day, dream outcome one day. Make sure my hook is there. Get better at my storytelling. Emotion. Give me a lesson in there, a takeaway, and then give me a call to action. And you can still have the link for them to go to your page and all that. But you most importantly say, please drop me a message. What do you think about this? And keep doing it, 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 keep doing it until 50 people have engaged, sent you a note, and told you what they think. Because you got to hear what they're resonating with. You got to hear what they're thinking, what they responded to, what they genuinely need. You can't build a system until you talk to enough people. So the same way we did it one-to-one, we got to do it on our social. Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay, so short form, you can start on either side of this, okay? You could do long form and just talk about your thing, and go all the way, all the context, then shrink it down, Or you can start the other way. I have a seed of an idea, do a short form, and then go long and go long. Why do we have to do both? Because we want to hit 7-11-4. We want to meet people who are on Instagram. We want to meet them if they're on YouTube. We want to be outside. We got to hurry up. But, take your pace. If you're on one platform right now, that's fine too. Okay. So we go short form, long form. It's and then have that conversation. Something we could repeat, something we could test. Cool? Last part. Turn it into a machine. So now you know kind of your content, you're finding your voice, you know what's working. A lot of you guys have already been successfully doing this the last couple of weeks. It's like, oh, they like this. I need to see one of those every couple of days. You need to be doing one of those that people like. Why would you do that one thing at one time and they like it and now you don't do no more? It's not the time to be creative and I'm an artist and they like this. Let's do it like that. More like this, please. So that becomes one of your formats. You do it all the time. Okay. So you know what stories are landing, you know the conversations, you know the catchphrases that people respond to. You understand your audience enough to build something that doesn't require you to be manually present now. Now you can just automatically put some content out, go to bed, go on your vacation, come back, and you're gonna have all these people on your waiting list. Imagine that. Imagine that. So you're running your short form. Let's say you're running it every day. You got something posted every single day. You're doing a longer form, 10, 15 minute, maybe longer, video or something like that. But you're doing it every day. Talking about the problem some days. Talking about what's current events some days. Talking about the big dream outcome and how you've either achieved it or somebody you've helped going along the way. And you just switch it up. And if you have a short form, you're pointing them to something longer or something, more detailed. If you have a long form, they already saw the short form because it's in there. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully your short form you can start getting good at just chopping it up and then let that point them to a longer, article you wrote or whatever, a video, a podcast, whatever. Okay. So you want to take them from short form to long form. If they find you on a short form, like YouTube Shorts or like you're on Instagram, you Reels or whatever, or even a LinkedIn post can be considered short. It's short enough, right? Something they can read and then send them to something longer for. Okay. Call to action, ask for that engagement at the end. You can do this. And then you got your link, your free stuff. Okay. So a waiting list where in exchange for the email, you'll be the first to know type thing. You can do an assessment. Like I said, y'all can be doing webinars and have one running on autopilot. You don't have to be there. Okay. You can do a mini course, something that you're going to email them for 5 days and give them something of value that demonstrates your authority. We talked about how important the free thing is. It has to be something of real value, not just like something they're never going to read. Okay. And then you just get that email in exchange. And when you know your content starts to land, and then people start to send you messages and they're telling you what resonates with you, and you get at least 50 people out the way, and it's like, yep, I know how to show up on social media now. You're going to be so proud. You're going to feel so proud of yourself. And now they're going to absolutely give you their email address. They're going to raise their hand and be like, heck yeah. Calendar going to be full. People better be right out. My calendar's full. I'm not even posting up. I'm talking, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not intentionally doing this, what I'm telling y'all to do yet. It's going to go crazy. We can do this, but you got to have that structure and that order, right? So I've taught you how to do that. So it's intentional. It doesn't feel like, it's not like they have to just sit under a fire hose with you to get the energy. Get in there, hook, get in there, story. They can relate to that. Give me a lesson, give me a call to action, get out of there. If it's a longer form, you can do more storytelling and you can, have a guest on there or something, get into the emotion of it all, but you still are driving this car to a destination. So after all the problem part, here's the lesson, here's the takeaway, here's what I would do. You pull in part of your framework or whatever, you're teaching them something very specific that they didn't know. Boom. Now call to action. There's more. Would you like a guide to help you do this yourself? Would you like to be a part of a community where we do this all the time? Would you like whatever? Yes, I would, please. Give me your email address. That's it. That's that. If I've done my job today, I have convinced you that we need to speed up. I've told you that AI, because AI is coming, the window is closing for all of this generic, boring corporate stuff that we've been posting and calling it social media content. Because don't nobody want to see that. We need something that I can't get anywhere else. That's the only way you're going to get my time, energy, effort, focus, and attention. So where do we land? Stories. How do we find the stories? I just told you how to pull them. Pull them from your problem language of your clients and pull them from, go on your phone or do what you need to do and pull them out. Stories. Think like a storyteller. I'm in the business of telling stories. I need you to change your identity. I tell stories for a living. Because you're going to make connections with humans when you tell stories with emotional impact that they can relate to. Relatable, not impressive. Not, look at me, look what I did, look how smart I am, look at me. Nobody want to hear that. relatable, specific, a truth that you learned. And how did you come to this? They're going to feel that thing right here. And then it's like, yep, so here's the lesson. You know what I mean? There's more, there's more, there's more, there's more. Give me an email, I'll give you more. That's it, y'all. Money. It's going to print money. This is how you print money, okay? They can print money in the Federal Reserve. We can also print money. I told y'all this too, but I think I have proven myself. So I can say it to you now and it should land differently for you. They used to say the golden rule, and in capitalism it is, he who has the gold makes the rules. But what you've never heard anybody say, what I always say to you guys, whoever controls the narrative gets the gold. And that's why somebody's president is always talking, running his mouth. This and this and this. This is going on. This is fake news. Da 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 da. Blah, 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 blah. He always got something to say. Why? Because he's controlling the narrative. And as long as he controls that narrative, they're going to keep running to whatever he say. And they are printing a bunch of money over there. He's $4 billion richer than he was when he started his term. Whoever controls the narrative gets the gold. So when you're ready to get your gold, control your narrative. I'm done for today. Y'all got any questions for me? Comments, questions, concerns, challenges, feedback, perspective, and personal story time. What y'all got?
I did want to mention that I have been using the method that you were talking about, looking at our past pictures and videos that I've taken and just haven't done anything with them. And that's what I've been using for like 95% of the content that I've been putting out for, since I've been trying to post every day. So yeah, it's definitely helpful.
Brilliant. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. We got this, y'all. We got a river of wealth just flowing already in us. We just got to let it out. We got to create a channel for it so people can find it. Go for it.
I just wanted to share, I went to an event on Saturday night, and it was really fun and amazing. It was at the Candleporium. I don't know if anybody's been there. It's at Atlantic Station, but it's super nice. We got to make our own candles and get all the tips for it. And I was able to do my pitch, the elevated one, which was really cool.
Hey.
With the host, she asked everybody to go around and introduce their business if they had one, because we're mostly entrepreneurs. And one of the people there, she actually made it a point to get my info. She's an esthetician in Atlanta. So I thought that was cool.
Yes, I love this. You guys, we're out in the real world doing this stuff. Real people. It works. It works. That's beautiful. I like that. Hey, Tracy.
Hey, what's up? So I went outside today to speak to humans again, even with this beautiful weather that we're having. I'm always reminding people, and they're like, oh my God, this is ugly weather. I'm like, do you know that the rain is the only source of water that we have? There's not two sources of water, so enjoy the rain. But anyways, I went out to speak to humans. I went to apartment complexes, apartment homes. And because I've been outside speaking to people, I was able to meet her where she was at. First of all, I was able to say my whole speech. And I had fun. I had fun. I was just went in, she let me talk, and everybody will let me talk. It's just me cutting myself off. And then I ended it with, do your residents know how to get high off their own breath? She's like, I don't think they do. And she took my information. I got hers. And she said, this is something that they're looking for. And she's like, we don't have a wellness budget. And I said, well, other apartment homes that we're working with are using community event planning. Like they're using what they call community events. And I only knew how to say that because I've been speaking to humans.
Yes!
Before, if they said they didn't have a wellness budget, I'm like, okay, mate. But because I know, this is something else that they're doing. They're using their community event budget to create events. It may not be ongoing, but they can create things occasionally. Mm-hmm. So she was like, yeah, that's what that is something we do. And that's something we want to do. And she said, okay, touch back again next week. She gave me a date and everything, gave me the person to contact. So I felt really good about that. And I even went to preschool to talk to kindergartners. And I'm laughing because my daughter had called at the time, and I told her, I got to go, Harmony. I got to go talk to humans. And then when I left, I said, Harmony, they said they ain't got no budget. And I said, I'm happy because I don't like working with kids. And I was like, Harmony, you're the only child I've ever liked.
Mm-hmm.
And we be laughing about that. But I was like, I liked that. What I did was before I went in and I changed the pitch to be, like you said, don't complicate it. I know this. So I changed it to fit the kindergartens. I was like, I teach mindfulness, fitness, and mindfulness so that kids can play and be less competitive, but still have fun. So it was just this whole thing.
Tracy,
it was so much fun.
Tracy, you want me to make you $1 million right quick?
Please do. Please do.
Okay, this is what we're about to do. If you went in, you said an elementary school?
Yeah, well, it was like one of those lottery winning kindergarten program thingies.
Okay. And you told them what you do. And they were interested.
Well, they were interested, but they ain't got no budget.
No. See, you putting limitations.
Okay.
Don't do that. We rise. I need you to hear the sound of money when it's speaking. That's why I'm interrupting. Were they interested in what you were talking about for the kids and the way you described it?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what you do. You sign them up on a waiting list. Let me get your information. Let me stay in touch with you. I'm building a program for schools to bring wellness and this kind of mindfulness to kids. They need it now. They're not going to make it in a stressful world without knowing how to do, get centered. And we're going to make this a normal part of the curriculum. Is that something that you and your school and your kids and your parents will be into? Absolutely. But we don't have the budget. Put it on the waiting list. Go get you 10 schools or 1,000, students or a whole school district or something, a charter school, whatever, and have a list where you're going to have are they paying this a private school?
No, this was like one of those, like I said, a lottery system schools. I
Okay.
don't
I got you.
It was right next to the apartment home that
Got you. Okay.
So I was like,
so you got a list, got kids, you got teachers there, like I said, parents, all these people that you now will have access to if they were part of your program, right? Then you go call a corporate sponsor, a Lululemon, who sells fitness, wellness.
I've been trying to work with Lululemon.
But we don't try. We don't have to try. I'm telling you how.
I like this.
And you got tens of thousands of kids who want this, students, schools that want this for the kids. You mean to tell me that we can't get a corporate sponsor who wants access to tens of thousands of students and teachers and parents?
Come on.
Who wouldn't pay for that? They will write you a check.
Okay.
So go get your people. If you have social capital, you have financial capital. You know this. So when they say we don't care if they have the money at this point, because we're rising. See, we're getting closer to mastery now. You know what I'm saying? So if they love it, like you said, you can actually do it this way. Oh, I didn't think of that. Beautiful. Boom. Now go get 10 more apartment complexes or subdivisions or whoever do the same thing. Boom. You can make 10, 20, 30,000, however much. I don't know how much you charge, but you know what I'm saying? Boom. I would do that. I would run a whole campaign, go get me some neighborhoods and tell them to use a community event budget to do some wellness because people need some wellness. There ain't nobody going to be paying rent if they all stressed out and gone. We need to get the people together.
Yes.
Right?
I like that.
Go get them and then go to get you a bunch of schools and sign them up and do the Afro thing so you'll know more. You might find out there is another budget. You might find out the principals, which I found out, have a discretionary budget at all the elementary schools. It's like $5,000 to $10,000. They can do whatever they want to do with it.
Okay.
So you can go in there and make the case. And they were like, well, I wasn't even thinking about that. But you can go in there and prove, studies or something that, behavior is going to improve. They're going to do better in testing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then she'll decide, let me pull this budget and go ahead. We need to do this. Let's do this. This is amazing. Love this.
I love that.
Girl, you got this. That's free money. That's just money. You got money, just money. Talking to people is your ATM machine.
Yeah, no, it is my ATM. I also wanted to say shout out to Brittany. I don't think she's on the line right now, but we did some work together this weekend, and there was some ghetto fabulous things happening at my home. I've been telling you guys about.
Oh yeah, me too. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it was. I could have done our session outside, but I said, you know what? This is Brittany, and we're in the dollhouse together. And I think I need to stand my ground in the house, but at the same time, I need her to see how you live your yoga in the face of so much adversity. And it was so beautiful. She held steadfast, and like I said, it was ghetto fabulous. Like I told you, I told you already, but I just want to say shout out to Brittany because she just really, I mean, she was over Zoom that we were doing it, but the type of interruptions and BS that was going on, she was just on it. And I'm trying to compose myself because when I spoke to my daughter, I broke down because it was like, I'm like, there's like so much going on. But I understand because I'm in the wellness field, most people that start a wellness practice, the world caves down in front of them. So I understand that because I am creating a new me, I am starting a new wellness practice for myself. And that's putting my wealth first. And I am doing my best just to maintain a balanced state of mind. But shout out to Brittany whenever she gets a chance to hear this, because she was a soldier.
Beautiful. I love that. I love that story.
Yes.
Yes, come on. Millions of dollars. We can do this. We can literally do this. Because now I'm thinking, if you start getting this for everybody, but if you start getting buckets of people, 100,000 people at the time, you get a whole school or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I'm so happy you spoke Lululemon into, because yes, Lululemon is a company I'm so happy you just specifically pinpointed them because that just aligns a couple of things that's in my mind too. So thank you.
If you got the people, you can get them. They will work with you. The reason why they don't work with new businesses is because you don't have no people. You want me to write a check for what? Sponsors want access to people.
Okay.
So you solve a problem for them too. They want to be more involved in the everyday lives. How much more personal can a brand get than somebody's child at the school? Crayola, Delta, Wells Fargo, all these companies sponsor schools and programs in schools. All of them.
Okay.
Because they want that brand, they want the babies to know coming up already attached to that brand. Nothing more powerful than the eyeballs of another human being. So go get them.
And then last thing is, today I asked the owners of the yoga studio I'm at, I don't know why I didn't ask sooner. I was like, could I please put the address to this yoga studio that I'm running my business out of on my website? And she was like, yeah, Tracy, she's like, just put located inside of, don't, make it, because, I'm operating I'm operating my yoga company inside of a yoga company. So it's a little bit, it's not confusing, but we want to make sure people know where they're headed.
Yeah.
And I was so happy that she's been extremely supportive of my work. And I'm excited because I notice a lot of people visit the website weekly, yet they pop off. And I think them knowing, okay, this is in McDonough. Okay, this is close by. Okay, I can make it here. I think that this will give them a reason. And I'm also putting my phone number because since you have the courage to go back on social, I'm actually putting my phone number on my website. Something else I've been kind of antsy about, but I'm kind of just like, okay, let me make myself more real.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't want nobody calling my phone, but that's up to you. You don't got to call my phone. The whole point of this is it's supposed to be scalable. Okay. It's supposed to be sustainable. So if everybody has to call your phone directly for there to be business, it's going to become overwhelming really fast. What you want to do is create something that's so powerful that even though they didn't talk to you directly, they're still ready to do business and take another step with you. That's what we're actually building. So don't get back into the small. I need you to think big.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the standpoint of, if you're building, like I'm saying, you're talking to the principal of a school now, you're talking to the head of the apartment complex. You need to talk to them directly. They need your phone number. But individuals, no. I need you to come on in, come through the program, sign up for the thing, show up for class. That's it. We ain't got it. What you calling me for? You got to build something that's sticky and magnetic enough for that to be happening. So just put that lens on, okay?
Okay.
Anybody else? Y'all, so this is how you get to, I need you to figure out just some math, quick math, because I want you to understand how quickly this compounds when you do it right. Okay, you got a system now. People are coming in, they like it, they're leaning in, storytelling, it's all working. They learned something I didn't know. Da, 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 da. Drop me a message. Tell me what you think. Give me your email. They're doing it. So now they're coming in. That's like engine. It's coming. It's working. Flywheel. Boop, 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 boop. It's working. It's working. You did enough study. You know what works off of social. You do more of that. Okay, you're doing it. Pain, current event, dream, whatever. You're doing it. Consistent. Post, 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 post. It's compounding, right? Now, then you get more sophisticated about how you price what you do. You know, more order minimums, bigger packages. You know what I'm saying? Because again, we talked about the levels of how you can make money, kind of like trading your time for money and doing very small stuff versus doing things that are at scale. So if somebody was to pay you $3,000 every time you make a sale, because you're selling to one to many, not individually all the time, you can hit $1 million much faster than you think is possible. It's possible. But if this engine isn't working, everything else on top of that, it's going to always feel like a heavy lift. Okay, so that's why I'm so specific about it. If you didn't remember, we're going in our phone. Spend an hour a week if you have to go back to it. Open up your photos thing. Go back 60 months. Find at least 10 stories. 20 is better. Write down the story and the lesson from each one. Create a document. All the problem language that you've ever heard from all your people and describe your ideal client. We've been working on this. You should already have that written down somewhere. Take those two things. Put it in your GPT of choice. Say, hey, I want to write some stories. I want to write a story. Here's my story, story and lesson for today. I want to write directly, emotionally impactful, powerful story for this. Here's my audience profile attached. And I want them to have this lesson embedded in there, and we have a really strong takeaway, and go for it. Get that. You got short form, LinkedIn form, Instagram, script form, long form, whatever, all the above. Post it. Sometimes you hook with the pain, the problem that they got going on. Sometimes you hook with a current event. Sometimes you hook with their dream outcome. And ask them to respond and invite them to get on your email list, whatever. And do it again every day. You're going to have leads coming in all the time. It's like, okay, that problem solved. Now let's go to the next part. And we'll start working on your business model and increasing some of your price points, your minimums, or if this is working for this kind of client, let's go get 10 more like that. Because now I can 10x. If I'm charging you $1,000 and what if I just got 10 of those? 10,000. Or maybe I could charge more. Or maybe I could partner with somebody and take myself out of the equation, charge, do it yourself instead of me showing up. I can serve more people. You can get to 100,000, 200,000, and on really fast. Once you build this engine, it's a flywheel. Okay. Any more questions before we go? We got to normalize making 10,000, 20. You could make $100,000 a month. Yes, you can. Can we normalize this? Let's normalize it. No limits. No limits on our thinking. We're rising. Anybody else? Questions, comments, concerns, challenges, feedback, perspective, and personal story time?
I have a very quick question.
Mm-hmm.
How long should this take for us to create the post, put it on? Like, how much time should we spend on this daily? We got the 90 minutes on doing prepping, like our 5-star pitch, the 5, and then going outside speaking to humans. How much time would you like us to spend on this kind of administrative work?
Oh, well, I don't really see it as administrative work. When you say it like that, I'm like, no. The only part of the administrative part is the document your language, document your conversations in your CRM, right? But I'm literally saying this is the heartbeat of your business. I'm saying we wake up in the morning, we practice our pitch. That should be 10 minutes, if that. 2 different versions of your pitch. You flowing in your mind, going through the Afro method, like all the way through it, like visualize a client and their problem and go through how you have that flow of that conversation. It's a very specific way that I taught y'all to do that. So maybe that's 20, 30 minutes if you spending that much time. Third is making sure you have at least 5 conversations with real humans every day. And depending on how you're doing that, if you've already set them up on Zoom, it might take you an hour, I don't know. Or if you're going out and about, whatever that is for you, couple hours, I don't know. But this is literally the business. This is what I'm saying. So the fourth thing is broadcasting your brilliance. And this is what I'm saying. I want you, because if you get all of the problem language, you pull all your stories out, you got the document I gave you to train it how to write a hook, all of that, and you use the prompt that we just went over today, it's gonna bloop, 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 it's gonna write it. Like, what do you mean? It don't take that long, right? And then you can either post it, like tell it, this is for LinkedIn. Boop, 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 boop. Make it sound like it needs to sound, put the call to action at the end, tell them to message you. Say, now, I'm about to make a YouTube video. Give me bullet points if you're not going to read the script. Tell it how long you want the video to be. Bloop, bloop, bloop. It's going to give it to you. It's going to have the same power, same connection. Go in there and record the video. Or while you're driving home, you just go ahead and record, talk to the people, go live, whatever. Done. Then you get home, opus clips. Take some clips off this thing and boop, and stick that on Instagram. Done. You're done for the day. So it's not really, I don't see this as a time-consuming thing. It's a mindset shift about bringing the part forward that's going to move money and move people. It's not the fact that you have something to sell. That's not what moves people. This moves people. I hope that answered the question.
All right. You know, it definitely does. Let me sit down. as Haitians would say, let me go sit down on my little stool and be quiet.
Hilarious. No. And yeah, and then it goes back to the elephant diet. You know what I'm saying? Just schedule some time. Some people are doing it in a couple of hours on the weekend and they planning and doing it for the whole week. It could be done. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to necessarily show up every day and post every day. You could just think this through. I'm giving you the tools so you're not starting from zero every time. And go ahead and get your content out the way and push it through and go ahead on and chill. Yeah, get your time back. So let's see if all hearts and minds, because this is a business. Remember, like, we got to start taking ownership of what makes our business work. It's not just that we have a business and we need it to work. We are taking ownership of what activities are happening that make our business work. So if you've been doing the work, you talk to these 50 humans, you've gone through the reputation. I mean, the what's the word? The repetition. You do it again. You got your reps in. You know what works. You know what people respond to. You know the language you use. You know how they're talking. You got all of that. Okay, cool. Now we just put it in a format where we can run it through a system, post it on social, and let these white people and these technology companies work for you and put your message out in front of more people. And go ahead and get your orders. Go ahead on. Get your money. Go home. Let's go. We can do this. So if all hearts and minds are clear, y'all. Somebody on stream, let me see. Somebody said something on stream. Brittany. Oh, Brittany. See, Brittany was there the whole time. She heard the story, Tracy. She said, I'm here. She's streaming live.
Oh, no. Hell, Brittany's like, I need a damn money back guarantee on this.
Oh, God.
Hell no.
So anyway, I applaud you for powering through that. And, you know, Brittany's a real one. She's an OG.
Yeah, she is.
She's an OG of OGs.
She's an OG.
She's a new G, young G, all the G's. That's Brittany. So shout out to y'all on the stream. If all hearts and minds are clear, y'all, we're gonna do this again tomorrow. Ask me questions, think of things you can ask me.
Thank you, Dawn.
Absolutely. And we're gonna do some math tomorrow, some business model math. I really want you to see that you can do this $100,000 $1 million thing. Like, it's not foreign. We can do this. Okay. So